All right, what's going on, guys? Here we are finishing the day. Finishing small green, $82 in profit. Traded 16, 17 different stocks today. It's pretty much just looking at the market all day. It was very volatile. However, I still was trading small size. Since yesterday, I had my big loss, and my goal, my rule was to stick to small size until I felt like I started um, dialing in on one stock or on a big move, and kind of felt the wind behind my back. But today I just never really got in the groove on anything, even though we did have so much momentum. There's so much moving. It was just very, very challenging for me. And I know some people, this is a great market for them. They're doing great. But, in my experience, I've been really struggling with this market. Um, it's been very, we don't get this market very, very often. Here we are, SYRS. Um, and so kind of, it's a little bit challenging to adapt to this. And especially in a lot of these stocks, we have like a 2 to 3% spread, and on pretty much every stock that was traded today, it's like a 2% spread or more, 3%. And as soon as you buy, you have to buy off the bid, or else, if you hit the market, you're getting filled up near the ask. You're down 2% immediately. And there's a lot of times where I was buying breakouts, or yeah, buying a breakout, and it would break out 10 or 20 cents, but I would hit sell market, and I would be getting filled underneath the breakout level for a loss. And that's happened many times today. So I think that's just because of the spread, that the is just isn't moving up as fast as the price of the ask is moving. And so you get these periods where the the bid and ask spread are just so big, and because of that, I'm not really able to hold on to my profits. Like I'll have a nice winner, and then I'll give it back on the spread, and then I'll have a nice winner and give it back. And that was just kind of like the theme all day. And our GOVX is moving. Is it worth a shot here? Could go small size. Let's see what we got here on the daily. Wow, even here, look at this. Well, this is also after hours, but still, like the spread is 1% at times. Um, 3 cents, which is like 1%. There goes a 10-cent spread at one point. 4 cents, 1 cent, 1 cent. Yeah, who knows? I mean, GovX could go for after hours. We have seen after hours runners yesterday. Um, QNRX was the big winner today. This one I was trading as well, way earlier in the day down here, trying to catch this breakout, and it didn't work out. It went backside, and then I went to the gym, curled up, and it was all the way up here by the time I got back. And I didn't trade it since then, since this huge front side, and then I ran another 100%. Crazy, crazy move. Again, spreads humongous, 30, 40 cents, 50 cents. And yeah, very hard to trade. I mean, the strategy has to be like, I don't know. I mean, you buy this breakout, in hindsight, it looks beautiful, it looks clean, but when you trade it, it's whippy. Everything is whippy. It might break out, but it'll sell down all the way back down to 74 before it reclaims back to 15 and then breaks out. So it'll break out, and then it'll get sold down to 1380, and then get bought back up to 15 and back down to 13 like within 30 seconds, and then it'll close up for 15, and then it'll run up. And like that's just been like the theme, and it's really, really hard for me to adapt. um, but today I am finishing green, 82.96. um, let's see my biggest winner today. I know my accuracy did. My accuracy today was a little bit lagging. So if we look at my trades here, for Wednesday, finishing up 82.96. Profit factor 1.3, and my accuracy is 53%. So very, very weak accuracy. However, my risk reward is a little bit more than 1-to-1. So I mean, my risk reward is okay. Cutting my losers, but my accuracy is a little bit weak. So, and that's just how it really felt today. It felt like always I was, having one winner and giving it back, having one winner and giving it back. And see my largest gain, PSTX. Let's go look at this. It was only $30. And again, here the spreads were really, really gnarly. So the trade here was at 1023 and 1024, all the way up here. So 1023. So here I am adding for a dip buy, taking some off there. Then adding, I went in 500 shares off the dip, off the 9 EMA, and then took it off at 512 for immediately for like a 7-cent winner. And that was it. That was my big gain. I mean, I didn't do well at any of this here. I didn't do any well in anything here. I took 5-cent gain. Then I got shaken out. Here's a 1 cent. Here's a 1 cent loss. Here's a 7-cent loss, 2-cent win, 2-cent loss. And so the scalping these front sides are really, really hard with this kind of spread. And so the strategy ultimately had to have been buying on a dip here and just you're holding, and you gotta hold for a long period of time, because the more you're trading and scalping, the more you're losing on the bid to ask spread. And so that's just gives you like a negative risk reward, because immediately as soon as you buy, you're down. You could be down 1 or 2%. And so that's why, partly because that's partly why I could not get too far off the ground today. But if I could have bought a dip here and then held for 5 or 6 minutes, I could be up 15-20%. And see, PSTV wasn't too bad of a stock for this breakout. Quick 1-minute dip, and then it ripped. But yeah, I didn't do too well on that one. That was actually my best stock too, $93. But nothing really that I had the confidence to size it into. I'm a little bit, reluctant to be sizing up right now, just until I feel like I got a little bit more confidence, a little bit more wind at my back, getting a little bit more consistent, and getting a sort of a cushion on the day. But because I'm not really going to just size up right off the bat just to size up, because that's just what happened. That's what happened yesterday. Like, I just said, all right, I'm going to size up today. I don't have no idea what's coming today. I'm assuming it's going to be a hot day and I'm going to do great. So that's why I just sized up instead of, taking it in the moment. If I'm feeling it, if I'm in the zone and I'm in tune with the stock, then go for it. But I'm not going to do that just to, force myself to size up. But today was a step in the right direction. I am green, even it's small, but it's still a step in the right direction nevertheless. So you got to be grateful to be green. I could be a massively red today. Very volatile day. And a lot of stocks moving massive percents. Like ENVB, 100%. QNRX 500%. What else did we have? HSDT. We had this one from the open. Here's 40% from the open, which was a kind of a crazy. I was trading this quite aggressively for the high, and it just kind of rolled over, and I took pretty much a base hit on HSDT. HSCS was another one. crazy move, 2 to 6. A lot of these stocks are just pop and drop, pop and drop. Very, very, it looks like a great chart, and I know people slayed this, but for some reason, for me, I just can't. I can't get dialed in on this market. Um, yeah, I just keep getting finding myself getting chopped up. Probably because I'm not used to just buying off of a dip or a support area and just holding with a stop loss order and just holding for 10 minutes um, until we had that front side rally. But I'm more of a scalper. I'm in and I'm out. Not really, I got to stay a little bit more disciplined for these dips and holding for a little bit longer. What's funny is here on what was that one trade that I took here? Is it QNRX? No, it wasn't QNRX. It was KTRA. Could have been KTRA. No, it wasn't KTRA. PSTX. I forget. I don't think I'll be able to find it here. There's just so many stocks that were moving. MTC. No, this wasn't it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so that's the day. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get better at these types of markets with these huge spreads but big moves. Definitely going to need to be able to weather a bigger loss, if spreads are widening up. So I'm going to have to be able to, handle a bigger risk in order to capitalize on that huge momentum. And got to have that discipline to hold during a front side and maybe through some halts and not take my profits so quick. Especially because if you're in and out, in and out, in and out so many times, today you get chopped up by the spread. You just lose money on the spread. So that's it for me. Small green. Definitely, I'm going to be studying up a lot. I have a lot of tape from recording my screen pretty much all day, so I'm just going to review that and just watch the tape, watch the order flow, watch the price action, and just learn by observation. That's the best way to learn, is just by continually exposing yourself to observing the market. That's how I have to learn. There's no other way. I mean, it's just gonna, if I just do that for years and years and years, um, eventually I'm gonna be able to, I'm gonna see this market. I'm gonna know exactly how to trade it. And this is pretty much like the first time that I've actually traded a market like this. Even though in 2020 I did trade it small size, but I don't remember spreads ever being like 10 or 20 cents. And I think that had to have been like just because there was just so many stocks moving, and there were just maybe wasn't enough market makers to compete against each other to keep the spreads thin. And so like maybe there'd only be a few market makers on each stock, and which they didn't have an incentive to tighten the spread, because then they would lose money. So if there was less competition, then they could keep the spread wider and make more profit just off the bid and ask spread. So maybe that could have something to do with it. But yeah, today small green. Um, that's good. I mean, I'm making some back from my drawdown. I'm still down about 600, but my goal is just chip away at it. And and once I start feeling that wind behind my back again, I start feeling that confidence and get that consistency. I'm ready to swing at it again, swing at it hard for that next level of share size. I totally still think I'm ready. I just gotta wait for the right conditions, and I know I'll get my time. I just have to be patient. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully, we do get only maybe like a handful of stocks that are moving. Um, Maybe like one or two or three stocks with a solid catalyst, and that's the ones that everyone's focusing on. But with all these different stocks popping and dropping all day, it's very tough, very challenging to trade. So I mean, if you're red today, don't feel too bad. I mean, yesterday I had my biggest red day ever, and it was like people were saying it was the hottest market ever. Yeah, stuff was going crazy, but I just wasn't prepared. I just was not prepared. And I know the feeling of taking huge losses when everybody else is like posting they're having their biggest green day ever, And yeah, it's easy to get lost in the emotion and start to feel like that's you're a failure. Like those types of emotions, those definitely come up from time to time. If you're the one, keep losing money and when you should be killing it. Everything looks great. Like the market is rocketing, and you should be killing it, but you're not. And yeah, I definitely understand. If some people are going through that, you know, but it's just something that it's just part of, like, I guess, an inner growth process that you're gonna have to go through, and just trust that you're gonna get to the other side and be a better trader and a better person, and more confident going forward. So that's it, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next day trading recap. I don't want to make this too long, so um, yep, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, peace.